See, we should learn a lesson from Britain. I have spoken about this a long time ago also. When Britain was bombarded in 1941, there were a few, members of parliament who were willing to negotiate with Hitler and surrender to Hitler on his terms and conditions. At that time, the US had not come into the war. It came back. It came into the war later. No, there were no. In Britain was an island. It had no escape route. Everything was blocked. It was being bombed day and night. And then, if you look at Churchill, and he was there's an element of what you call drama. I would say a drama in that. He goes in a subway, and he meets a lot of basic Britishers. They're teachers, housewives, brickmen, bricklayers, and they all say, no, we will fight till the end. So, when they can say that, and they stood, they were bombarded for 3 continuous years. Nothing was left in London and in Britain. It was bombed to its last brick. But even then they stood up and they came back alive. Yes, they were supported by the Americans later. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they never gave up. They never surrendered. In the same manner, today, we cannot surrender to the forces who are bullying us. Indians per se should stand up. We should stand with the government, hold hands with the government. How can we hold hands with the government? Yes. We should say, yes, we are paying a high price for the petrol. Yes, we are paying higher taxes for the petrol, for the fuel which we are consuming. Let us understand that we are fighting a war in all fronts. We are being, sanctioned by the richest country which is willing to import from us. We are having problems in our eastern flank. We are having problems in the western flank. We are trying to strengthen our army, armed forces. We are trying to strengthen our navy. We are trying to strengthen our air force. Our air force has been depleted, and we do not have enough squadrons to save our country if there is a war. And we are trying to get those equipment for protecting India. And whom is India protecting? India is protecting us. India is protecting its people. And shouldn't we Indians put in our effort to strengthen the government? Oh, you may have a difference of opinion with the NDA or with the central government, with whatever it is, whether in the form of religion or in the form of proposals, in the form of administration you may have. But as an Indian, today the government is being run by a particular group of people. And in view of the fact that we are to support ourselves from all these attacks, which is happening all over from every flank, shouldn't we protect ourselves rather than saying that fuel is cheaper in Bhutan, fuel is cheaper in Nepal, and we are paying high taxes in India? Let us ask not these disparate thoughts. Let us not, wish away our strengths. Our strength stands in our unity. We are 140 crore people. Out of that 600 million people, we are contributing to this nation. And yes, we are suffering because of the high prices. The middle class is not, I would not say it is in a bed of velvet. No. They are having their problems. But if we lose the West, if we lose Punjab, if we lose a place, if you lose to another nation, then you know the consequences of that. Indians do not have any other place to go. This is our only country which we have. I'm not talking about Hindus or Muslims or Christians. I'm talking about Indians. Indians have no other place to go. We have this country alone. And we are seeing our armed forces protecting us. And to maintain the strength of the armed forces, we have to buy material, we have to buy equipment. All that is being met by these taxes which we pay. What I would say is the higher taxes which we pay for fuel. One of those methodology is to collect that money which we are using for the purpose of defense also. During the COVID, what happened? We could supply free vaccines to the people. We were able to vaccinate 140 crore worth of people, 140 crore people. We are able to supply vaccines to the outside world, earn goodwill. That is because of our sacrifices, the middle class sacrifices. But today, yes, we can expect something more the government can give us. But currently, the situation is not so good. We have been suffering. From the time of COVID, the world is suffering. And from the time of COVID, India has had a big hit, especially after the Ukraine war. After the Ukraine war, things have changed dramatically. Because we were able to deal with the Western world before the Ukraine war. But after the Ukraine war, because of sanctions, we were also hurt. And because we were hurt, we had to stand by a few people, our allies who stood by us during our difficult times, especially Russia. And we are buying oil and they are willing to give it as concession rates at our terms and conditions. So when that is taking place, let us, what I would say is, let us wait for a few more years. Things may ease out. Things have to ease out. I'm sure that with the introduction of electronic vehicles into India, the requirements of oil may also come down. When that comes down, there might be because there's a greater demand for EV vehicles today, and the demand for EV vehicles is increasing. The government is encouraging EV vehicles. It is encouraging EVs, motorcycles, scooters. It is trying to ingenious by manufacturing more powerful locomotives, using hydrogen as a fuel. It is trying to bring in different methodology by which it is able to reduce the need for oil imports. So until this takes effect, we should all back the government rather than always criticize that we are being fed a wrong line. No, I don't think so. We are being fed in a wrong line. It is because that India lacks resources. We should go back to history also in this methodology. If you look at the old history when we were left with, I would say naked when the British left us. Today we are able to clothe ourselves, we are having, good food, we are able to eat, we are not able to, nothing, we are not suffering from famines. None of us, very few people go to bed, hungry. I wouldn't say we can count the number of people in our fingers who go to, except for the NGOs who promote that people are going hungry. In my feeling, I have traveled all over India, and even today, I have seen in even the worst places, people are not going hungry. There's a lot of food available. The government is supplying food to the remotest areas. There's no problem with that. So, keeping this in mind, and I think that this absurd criticism due to pressure from I would say external forces which are causing people to talk in these terms and trying to place India in a weaker position. We should disregard, get rid of all those people who are trying to post these kind of thought processes, and not to encourage these type of things. Because the time now is that we should stand united together. If we don't stand united together, we can be broken up very, very easily. Because we know the undercurrent in so many things is happening in India. So if we don't stand together and pull ourselves and hold our hands and give the support to the government, we will be the losers. Nobody else will be the loser. And so in my opinion, my feeling is that we should not talk about the reduction in prices of oil, in prices of fuel, etc. currently, because we are being held to ransom by very many countries. And unless we are willing to stand up for our rights, willing to stand fundamentally for what we fought for as independent, to gain independence, we will be the losers. So let us get rid of all those people who are, talking negatively about India, who are talking disparate things about how the middle class is being hammered and how that comparing fuel prices with countries are irrelevant. Let us get rid of all these negative thoughts and attitudes and make India great. Thank you.